Morning, VC. All right, just going to jump on and show just a couple records that came in this particular week. Hadn't planned on any records for this week at all, and then I watched a video recently from Tice in Denver, Sound of Minder, and he, I believe, closed that video showing a free jazz record and then playing a sample, and the sample blew my mind. I was like, okay, I gotta find this record. And I got one for $7 and change here in the States. Came pretty quickly. Excited to get this, and there's some really intense moments because it's a 50-piece free jazz group from Louisville, Kentucky, of all places. I want to say from 2007. I could be wrong on the year, but it's Kark, K-A-R-K is the group. The Hermit is the record. I believe that's the name of the record. Really cool artwork on this. And I reached out to Bob Bradley because he's in Louisville and knows all things Louisville, and asked him if he had this record, and he says it's hard to find there. You don't see it. It's got this interesting artwork, kind of cutout insert, which is cool. And the record's got some custom labels. It's a nice pressing too. So this was a mint copy, unplayed. So yeah, really stoked to get this. It's Sun Ra on steroids. Like, I mean, 50 piece. I mean, they throw down, it gets out there. I dig it. So like, yeah, Kark, the Hermit, and I don't know. I couldn't tell you the label. Don't know the label. So that's probably, I was thinking that was all that was going to come in this week, and I didn't have any plans to go to the record store. I think I'm out of sleeves again. I'm running out of room again, so I'm going to have to do a purge, but I'll probably sneak over to Repo here this morning and get some more outer sleeves, and we'll see what they got in there. I try to give it time before I go in and out of there, just to see if there's anything new. And it's been a long time since I've been in the lunchbox, and I wasn't gonna go, but when traffic is destroyed on this one road on my way home, I have to take an alternate route, and so the alternate route runs me right by lunchbox, and it's, I have to stop. So stopped, only one parking place left. I was like, and it's close to closing, so I'm like, what the hell is going on that this place is slammed? I mean, I guess it's new release Friday. What the hell came out? But they were doing a listening party for an MF Doom record, so it was slammed in there. And the record sounded killer. I almost bought the record. I don't have any of that stuff, and I haven't bought any hip-hop or rap music in a long time. Maybe I take that back. I got a Public Enemy 12-inch not that long ago that I found at Repo. But really good sounding LP. And they had giveaways and stuff. Really, really cool event. But when I go into Lunchbox, I pretty much take the same approach. I look in the used jazz section first, the used blues second, the 7-inch used after that. I kind of don't even care about looking in the new arrivals bins anymore, because it's normally completely all hipster bullshit, or records that John sold to him, which is, I don't need to be buying John's old records. I've already bought enough of them. So I usually try to avoid, that section. And so, yeah, so out of the used jazz, I pulled this record. Leo Parker, with Sahib Shahib and Red Saunders Band, has a few songs on this too. It's on Chess, rare unissued recordings from 1951 to 1953. And I didn't have any Leo Parker records. I don't have any Sahib Shahab records. I'm going to get one on Record Store Day, hopefully. And then Red Saunders is cool because a lot of his early 7-inches was music written by Sun Ra. If you find any of those, they're hundreds of bucks. But yeah, the cover wasn't in good shape. It was cheap, and it's on the chest label, and it's a perfect copy. Not a mark on it. Does need, well, it's got a little dust on it. Other than that, get this cleaned up and spun today. Very interested to hear this. Some great baritone sax, I guess, on this. Kenny Clark's on this with Sahib Shahab. So that was another big selling point for me on this one. And I've never seen this record before, so we picked that up. So then I, of course, went, like I said, I go to the used blues section, small section. And just ironically, these were sitting in there because I just bought a Blind Blake record in New York City at WFMU on this label. And this is the first one that popped out at me. Blind Lemon Jefferson, 1926 to 1929, on the Biograph label. And I've got one of his Paramount 78s. So this is a nice comp of a bunch of his stuff. This here looks like there might have been a strip that was removed. This might have been in a library. It's got a sticker on it too. But anyway, nice copy of this on this Biograph label that put out a lot of the music that was on old 78s, old blues 78s in the 20s. There's that gold Biograph label. And so I was stoked to find that. These were cheap. This was released, I think, in 1968. So it's an old record. Very cool. And then another one in the series. Another Blind Blake. And this is a different one, 1926 to 1931. So I grabbed that also. So now I have two of the Blind Blakes in this Biograph series. Fantastic old blues. So I'm stoked. Very cool to find those. And then I decided I'd go through the new jazz. I hadn't done that in a long time. I just don't like buying reissues much. So I was kind of seeing if there was anything new in there. I did almost get the Bobby Hutcherson Tone Poet, just that dialogue, because I don't have that record, and it's got Sam Rivers on it, I believe. I just don't like, I don't know, $38.99 or whatever. I don't know. It's just a turn off prices. So for 20 some bucks, I got this instead. Tom Skinner, Voices of Bashara on None Such Brownswood Recordings. An international anthem recording company put this out. I have the Live at Moo of this music, which is absolutely fucking incredible stuff. Tom Skinner, of course, the drummer from The Smile, with Tom York from Radiohead, and Johnny Greenwood. But yeah, I'm interested to hear the recorded studio version. Some fantastic players on this with him. Especially the cello playing is incredible. Shabaka Hutchings is on this. Nubia Garcia is on this. It's kind of a who's who of the UK scene. Tom Skinner also being from the UK. Wonderful stuff. Yeah, excited to find a copy. This has been out maybe 2 years, and it's just one I got the live one first. It's limited, but happy to get that. And then last but not least, I do circle usually and look at the used punk section. I rarely find anything in it just because Scott collects punk music, and so the good stuff usually goes home with the owner of the shop. But this was in there, and I've seen this group not that far back, maybe a year or so ago, and Mutant Strain opened for them, and they played at Snug Harbor here. There's footage on this channel somewhere of Negative Approach from Detroit, kick fucking ass punk band, and I found this Negative Approach Pressure. It's a bootleg from Austria, don't know what year, on Recollect X Records, limited to 1,000. But the A side is the Tied Down LP, and then the B side is some live and unreleased stuff. Very cool. I think it's just a plain label. I don't know how this is going to sound. I haven't played this yet. It could suck. But to find any kind of old, you know, old bootleg, it's in nice shape. A punk, like Negative Approach, is really cool. This is something that, like, I'm reading the, what book am I reading right now? The Henry Rollins book, and he loves this kind of shit, these bootlegs like this. So that'd be one he would have picked up. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this week. I have found a couple really nice pieces that are going to be en route here, that I'll hopefully be able to share maybe next week or the week after. Just because WFMU, like I talked about, had a budget each day and then a budget for the shops. So I had 3 budgets set aside. I had saved money since May when I booked the trip. I'd put money away every week. Sometimes just a little bit, sometimes a lot. Every freaking week from May all the way to November 1. And so day 1, I don't know why. There was a few, I think back already, I'm like, why didn't I just go ahead and get those records? There was 2 or 3 records that I just should have, I'll never see them again. I should have just gone ahead and got them. But I was, day 1, I'm thinking I'm going to make it to day 2 and the shops. So I limited myself, and I was $300 under budget on day 1. So I was doing really well. And then I had all my 2 other budgets. And so I didn't spend a single dime of that. So when I got back, and I had told the guys there was a record that I'd, not really a holy grail, but something even beyond that, that came up for sale right before the fair, and I just was like, well, I can't do this. I'm going to the fair. Well, then when, I got ill, I'm sitting on that budget, so I went ahead and got that record. So it's coming. And then I got a record coming from Decibel as well. So I'm looking forward to getting those. Hope everybody's well. Peace.